Hi there, I'm Lauren Klinger. I work on PR and communications with SBF, and I'm here with Steve Bunch of SBF, Rusty Spoor with Spoor Law, and Dodd Disler of Sagace Wealth Management. Hi, guys.
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. So I would ask how you are, but I know that we're in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a crazy and scary time for a lot of folks. So Steve, beyond, obviously health concerns, what are you hearing that people are struggling with during the pandemic and their financial situation?
So we try to be our clients' trusted advisors, and our main role day to day is help them manage, grow, and sustain their business, and also help them manage their personal affairs. But a lot of times we get questions because we are that trusted advisor that are not necessarily directly accounting in nature. And for several years now, we've really struggled to find a system that we can put together. We can create the accounting piece, the legal piece, and the money management, personal financial planning piece all together, all under one roof. And it's just sort of coincidence that we've finally got that done. That's why Rusty and Dodd are joining us today, because they're part of being in our office physically and working with us. And I can tell you that in the 21 years I've been doing this, I've never sat in the room with a client's attorney and money management / personal financial planner. People try to do it, but they never really pull it off. And so it's a roundabout way of answering your question, Lauren. A lot of my clients are concerned about their retirement funds and their financial planning, and are they way off track now because of COVID-19, and what's going to happen in the future? And a lot of them are worried about, they're unfortunately feeling a sense of mortality and wondering, are my affairs in order? Is my legacy wealth going to be, is it going to follow the plan that I want it to follow? So just out of coincidence, we find ourselves wanting to turn to people like Rusty and Dodd, because those are the professionals that can provide that level of professionalism and due diligence we look for. So I get a lot of questions about those two items lately.
Right. Okay. So you've got folks worried about their own mortality. You also have folks, a lot of us at home. I can't really do the hobbies I used to ordinarily do. I can't really keep myself busy the same way I used to. Maybe you have folks also thinking, well, shoot, if I'm not going to get my affairs in order now, when am I going to have time to do that?
Right.
Okay, so Dodd, who's the CEO of Sagace Wealth Management, right? So you've got folks coming to you worried about their investments. What are they talking to you about at this time?
Well, to start with, all investors should have a target asset allocation based on their individual risk profile and their time horizon. How much time do they have before they're going to need to withdraw the money? The massive volatility that we experienced in both equity and fixed income markets during the COVID crisis likely caused many investors' portfolios to disconnect from that target asset allocation. In other words, they're out of balance right now. And the priority for any investor right now is to ensure that gets rebalanced back to the target allocation, because otherwise you may be taking more risk or less risk than you originally thought you were taking in your portfolio. The other thing that regular rebalancing does is it provides a discipline to sell a small amount of the highest performing assets and use those proceeds to buy underperforming assets. Essentially a disciplined approach to selling high and buying low. And this should be done at least quarterly by your investment manager. But during heightened volatility, like we've seen during the COVID crisis, it should be done more frequently. In fact, we've been rebalancing some client portfolios on a weekly basis, or during the March lows, actually on a daily basis, just to make sure that we maintain that strategic allocation and the risk profile that we wanted in the portfolios. And that's really just one example of how an integrated wealth management firm can help keep you on track with your investments, your tax planning, and your estate planning.
I love that. So you're helping folks know that you're planning for their long haul, or till their endpoint when they want to take that money out and use it, so that they don't have to be panicking about, oh no, what is the stock market doing right this second, because they know someone has their back.
That's exactly right, Lauren.
Perfect. Okay, so we kind of touched on estate planning a little bit, but Rusty, what are you really hearing from your clients with Spoor Law?
So as Steve mentioned in the beginning, there's a lot of people that are concerned right now and thinking about those types of things. And estate planning is not something that we love to do regularly. Sometimes it takes something in our lives to make us do it, but now's a really good time for everyone to focus on it and either update their documents if they haven't been touched in a while. Someone may have done them when they first had children, or it's been many, many years, or just get them done. And a lot of people have had more time, Lauren, as you mentioned, because stay-at-home orders, we cannot do some of the other things we're doing. So people have found more time to actually finally tackle this task. And so I'm getting a lot of phone calls from clients trying to finally get them done or reviewing them. It's very important to have the very basic documents in place. And a lot of people, not just for upon death, last will and testament, trusts like that, but also healthcare surrogate forms, power of attorney. If for some reason you become incapacitated due to illness or something, these are becoming very, very important. And the part of all of that plan that comes into place with this group in particular is that most of those require a level of attachment with the accountant and with the financial advisor, mainly because doing the estate plan but not updating your beneficiary designations or your ownership of your accounts, we're not fully implementing the plan that I'm trying to put together for my clients. So it's very simple if I can work directly with their people, the financial advisor and the accountant, to make sure that's all happening at the same time. And so the advantage of being able to work with someone like Dodd and someone like with Steve is that I get a full approach from the client's perspective of what do they have going on and how can we make sure that my plan is properly put into place with everything. And then one more thing that I'm starting to see with some of the high net worth clients is that we've got tax planning that we still need to think about. There's potential for a change in laws with the elections this year that could significantly impact what we've done for estate tax planning. And all of that is going to be looked at in doing an estate plan, making sure that your trusts are properly funded and your assets are placed in the right vehicles to get to who you want to have at the end of the day, or to be able to control them while you're still alive.
Great. So it sounds like the biggest piece of advice I'm hearing from the three of you is make sure all of your money things are working together so that your investments, your estate planning, your accountant, that everyone sort of knows which ball is in whose court and how to plan for the future, all working together.
Yeah, I mean, this was a health shock, but I think it was as much of a financial shock as it was a health shock. And so I think our clients, collectively, all three of our clients, are taking inventory and going, what should I learn from this and where are my loose ends? And frankly, you just don't see a coordinated approach like what we're presenting now. I truly think it's unique. People try to do it, but don't pull it off. And I just think us having familiarity with ourselves and being in the same building and constantly working with clients together really helps. But it's really that, taking inventory of what just happened and learning your lessons and making sure that you've got your house in order in case something like this happens again. Let's hope it doesn't.
Fingers crossed. Okay, well, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren. Enjoyed it.